Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Locum23 here. You're joining me back for the app Choices Freshman Book 1, Chapter 15, The Professor's Daughter. You and James are talking outside the Savoy restaurant when you're interrupted by your phone. Who is it? It's Gabriella. Hello? Hi, I got a call from this number about my father. Yes, Gabriella. I'm Mizumi. I'm your father's assistant at Hartfeld University. And, assistant, don't tell me he asked you to contact me. Am I one of your assignments? No, he hasn't asked me to do anything. Contacting you was my idea. I found a letter he started to write you, and I had to find out why you weren't speaking. You did, huh? I don't see how this is any of your business. It's not really, but I've gotten to know him because I'm helping him gather experiences for his book. What? And he's been trying to talk to you for years. It's clear he loves you a lot. That man doesn't care about anyone but himself and his work. Look, you need to stay away from him. What are you talking about? I don't feel comfortable talking about this over the phone, so let's talk in person. Okay, I'll meet you. Name the place and time. Gabriella gives you the details on where to meet her. After you hang up, you summarize the conversation for James. And so she wants me to meet her at the park in Greenfield tomorrow after lunch. She lives all the way in Greenfield? That's over an hour away. Yeah. I'll have to find a bus to take me there, I guess. I can drive you. Can head out after my morning shift with Vasquez. Are you sure? Vasquez won't be happy you're helping me. That's really nice of you. Vasquez won't be happy you're helping me. I'll worry about that. Besides, it's the least I can do after what you've done for me tonight. Thanks, James. Besides, I'm very curious about what she has to say. You and me both. Next morning, you stand in front of your closet. What to wear? Guess we'll go with casual. I go with this one. I mean, there was just a coffee incident. It's like that, yeah. This look is just what I had in mind. A little later, you drop by Vasquez's office to meet up with James. Hi, Professor. There you are. You're late. I am? I was expecting that report from last night on my desk this morning. You were serious about me writing up the dinner with James? Do I look like a person who kids around? Definitely not, but that's not her fault, Professor. I'm sure she can make excuses for herself. You're not her keeper, are you? No, but dinner with my parents ran late, so she wouldn't have time to write it up. I take responsibility. I'll try and get it to you tonight. Fine. So how did it go? Did Mizumi manage to impress the Ashtons? Mizumi doesn't have to answer that. James, go find me that file on 20th century fiction writers, would you? James lifts an eyebrow, but leaves the office to look at Vasquez's file room. Now, Mizumi, how was last night, really? Miss Ashton did say she was impressed with me, but she eventually found out we weren't engaged, since James decided to tell her the truth, so it didn't matter in the end. A shame. And how are you and James doing? James and I are friends and coworkers. That tells me nothing more than I already know. Did you want me to write up a write-up on James and my relationships in that report? Forget it. It was merely a question. Though I should remind you that I only care about your life insofar as it helps me write. James comes back to the room. Found the file. Here you go. Great. You're both dismissed. You and James pick up your things and leave. A few minutes later, you and James are in the parking lot, climbing into James' car. James pulls out onto the road, and soon you're on the highway, passing in and out of small towns. Are you sure you want to speak with Gabriella? Yes. The more I talk to Vasquez, the more it seems like his entire life is lived through me. I want him to fix his own life. At the very least, maybe he'll be nicer to us. I doubt that, but I see your point. It'll be interesting to hear what Gabriella has to say. Yeah, I have to know why she's warning me to stay away from her dad. And beyond that, I want to know why she and Vasquez aren't talking. I find it so weird. I can't imagine being so estranged from my parents that we don't talk. At the moment, I find the idea very appealing. Oh, yeah. How'd it go last night after I left? After Gabriella's phone call, went back into the restaurant to talk to them. Had they calmed down after your confession? Not really, no. My father reproached me for causing a scene at the restaurant, called me a fool for abandoning my career. After that, he announced that he and Mother were gonna go home to Manhattan. Are they really gonna disown you for something? They didn't mention it. I think they're still hoping I'll change my mind. I'm surprised you told your parents at all. Do you think I shouldn't have? I think telling them the truth was the right thing to do. You were clearly miserable keeping it from them, and your lies were getting more and more elaborate. I have a vivid imagination. It's an occupational hazard. Not bad for a writer, but not great for someone trying to keep a secret. The truth had to come out eventually. It's probably better it happened now. We'll see how things unfold. Perhaps I'll be seeking an aide at the financial office next quarter. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. You were an excellent fiancé. I was, wasn't I? And so humble, too. Hey, you were lucky to have pretend me. James laughs. You're right. I was. I did say you inspired me to confess to my parents. I remember. Did I really inspire you, though? Yeah. Watching you try to cover for me made me realize I was tired of it. It's exhausting to deny who you are, and what matters most. It gives you a small smile. You notice he has one hand resting on his knee. Hold his hand. You catch James' hand in yours, he squeezes back as you drive on. A short time later, this is Greenview. We'll be there in 5. Soon, you and James arrive at the small park. You glance around and see a pregnant woman alone on a bench. As you approach, she looks up. Mizumi? That's right. This is James. He also works with your father. It's nice to meet you. We'll see. Thanks for setting up this meeting. We're very curious to hear what you have to say. You and James sit down next to her. I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me, and I'll answer any questions you have. But I feel I should explain why I stopped talking to my dad in the first place. Okay, what happened? He used me to write his damn book. The winter of my sophomore year in college, I was having a hard time and dropped out. It was one of the worst times of my life. I leaned on him for emotional support. I trusted him. And he observed me, noted down stories from my life, and wrote all about it. So I cut him out. Gabriella, you're not talking about just because he wrote you a story. I can see why you stopped talking to him. You're not talking because he wrote you in a story? But it wasn't exactly you, was it? You were just the inspiration for a character. It was fictional. It was personal. The main character and I shared a birthmark, a car. Even our dogs had the same name. Our family, my friends, people in our community, everyone knew who the book was about. Everyone knew deeply personal things about me. My father had no right to publish my life. He can send me all these letters he wants, but I know he just wants an ending to a stupid story. I'm not talking to him again. Gabriella sits back, her hand protectively settling on her stomach. You're not even going to let him meet your baby? Or your family? No. He won't hurt me again. I know better. But you might not. You're helping my father with his new book, right? Kind of, but it doesn't seem that bad. Well, let me ask you, are you really ready for everyone to know, to learn your deepest, darkest secrets? Sure, I have nothing to fear. I don't know you. Maybe that's true. But my father has a way of reading people. All I can say is, stay away from him. Don't let him use you like he did me. You'll regret it. After your talk, James drives you home. A few minutes away from the campus, James pulls over and parks in a small lot overlooking the city. James? Before I drop you off, are you okay? You barely said anything on the drive home. Oh. I was just thinking about what Gabriella said to us. She was so hurt by Vasquez. I can't believe he published something so personal in a book. Can't say I'm not surprised, though. Do you know which book it was? I'm guessing Winter in July. Now that we're talking to her, it's clear she was the inspiration. Is it as bad as she says? It depends on your point of view. The main character is a college girl struggling with severe depression, and the book doesn't sugarcoat what that's like. But it's also what makes it so poignant. He doesn't realize it was about his own daughter. And now he's writing a novel based on my life. What if he writes something awful? If you really think he'd do that, would you quit? I guess I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't like having my secrets exposed, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Not like it matters since I have my scholarship to think about, but what do you think I should do? You should stay. Why? It doesn't matter what Vasquez writes about you. You will be happier if you stay here. with your friends and people who care about you, and me. James. James reaches forward. His hand cups your cheek. He leans towards you and hug him. You hug James, and his arms wrap around you. He holds you for a while, and then, come on, it's getting cold. Runs his hands up and down your arms. Let's get you home. Short time later, James drops you off at the dorm parking lot. Climb out. Thanks for the ride, James. You walk into your dorm, exhausted. So tired. You open the door to your suite to find Chris standing just inside. Mizumi. Chris, are you alright? I ended things with Becca. You did? I made a mistake, Mizumi. I thought I was protecting you by staying away. But I only ended up hurting us. Both. I'm just hoping it's not too late to make things right. So, I'm here asking if you'll take me back. For good this time. Well, my answer, you'll have to find out on the next episode. But, innately, you guys should know where I'm leaning on that. So, I hope you guys did enjoy. Yay, we earned a diamond. We're on 6 of 17 next time. Though I wish we had more diamonds, you know? It's going to cost 30 for each of these. So, that kind of sucks. I'm definitely going to do the Kaitlyn one. These two, I would probably do James second and Chris third. So, kind of gives away my whole opinion now. So I hope you guys did enjoy. And feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next one, folks, have a good one.